So we just had Raw after WrestleMania and it was one of the, if not the best wrestling show I've seen all year. It was pure hype, so much excitement, so much going on, so much that just happened. I'm beyond excited. I'm thrilled. I'm actually excited about professional wrestling again. Because to be honest, the Raw and SmackDown this whole year so far, it's been kind of lame and kind of underwhelming. But goddamn, this show was fucking awesome. So my name is Coach and I'm your go-to source for everything relating to wrestling. So let's get into what happened on Monday Night Raw tonight. So the show opened with John Cena coming out to the ring talking about how he's the world champion, and he explains that he has less than 30 dates left, that he's not even gonna wrestle, he's just gonna appear. That's kinda insane. Like, John Cena's almost done. Like, you don't actually realize how little it is until it's put on a number. Like, we have at least 5 matches of John Cena left. That's so little actually. But regardless, it ends with Randy Orton coming out and RKOing John Cena. Man, this is gonna be such a good match. I know I've seen some people complain, which is like damn stupid. It's John Cena and Randy Orton. I don't know what to say. I know the great one, he's another YouTuber. I know he's probably like jumping out of his seat from excitement, but so am I. John Cena as a heel and Randy Orton as a babyface isn't a match I thought I'd ever see, but I'm so hyped for this. This is gonna happen at Backlash, so I'm excited for the build. It's probably gonna happen on SmackDown. Man, we're gonna get a continuation of this on SmackDown, definitely. Yo, SmackDown better live up to this Raw, because it was amazing. So then we have our first match of the night, only one of 3 matches, but I don't really care, man. I just enjoyed the hype of the show. Raquel and Liv Morgan defeat Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria to become 4-time Women's Tag Team Champions. At least Liv Morgan is 4-time Tag Team Champion. I don't know about Raquel. I think they're both. Yeah, I think they're both. So I'm happy for Liv and Raquel, but the key thing that happened is Becky Lynch turned on Lyra Valkyria already after the match, and this seemingly is a feud that we're gonna go with. Now, I'm kind of unsure about this because I want to see them kind of go on for a bit longer, build that friendship up, but this feud is going to be insanely good. It's really going to build Lyra Valkyria up. Now, I don't know if the fans are going to cheer for Lyra. I have a feeling they're probably going to side with Becky Lynch, but regardless, it's going to be a big moment for Lyra. Like, they're really starting to present her as a star. Like, she had 2 belts, and now she's going to go into a feud with Becky Lynch. Not only is she going to get a massive boost, that Intercontinental Championship is going to look like a serious prize. And the most important thing here is it was revealed that Bayley has an injury, quote unquote. It's definitely a fake injury. She's getting some time off, but that means that Becky Lynch versus Bayley is probably a match we're going to get for SummerSlam. And that's going to be an insane feud because I highly expect Becky Lynch to win the Intercontinental Championship, and then Bayley returns, and then it's not only for the Intercontinental Championship, it's also for Bayley getting injured and missing WrestleMania. So Becky Lynch's whole storyline is probably planned out. But for Lyra Valkyria, this is going to be a big prove yourself moment and prove that you can actually hang with the big guns. And I have faith in her because I really like her and I do believe she's going to succeed here. Up next, we had a major return, but let's get through the build to that first. The New Day come out to celebrate being tag team champions, but afterwards Alpha Academy come out and they say that the last time the New Day faced them, they lost in 60 seconds. So they won a tag team championship match. But before that match can actually start, Rusev returns. Rusev is back in WWE and man, I'm so hyped for this. I love Rusev. He's an amazing wrestler. I've missed not seeing him on AEW, but now that he's back in WWE, I'm so hyped, man. And the fact that his first feud is going to be with Otis, not feud, it's probably just going to be a one-off match, but it's going to be a damn good match. I'm so hyped for this. And even more than that, there's so many routes we can go. We can go with his God's favorite champion gimmick he had in AEW. I can see that working. The Rusev Day stuff, that could definitely come back. That's definitely going to work. Hell, I would honestly like to see him join the New Day. Rusev Day joins the New Day. It's just, it writes itself. It would be so good. Now, his theme song, that's a bit of a problem. You could have had Rusev Day, or you could have had like Rusev Machka, that whole thing. But they went with a generic intro. That kind of sucked, but I mean, I can't lie. I'm just hyped to see Rusev in WWE again. And the fact that we're probably going to get Aleister Black on Friday, man, WWE is popping off right now. We have a backstage segment with Dominic Mysterio, Liv Morgan, and Raquel all celebrating being champions. The Judgment Day is back. And then Finn Balor comes out. He's kind of sus. He's not very happy with Dominic Mysterio, but you can kind of see he's very upset here. And he says he will have Dominic's back in the match later tonight. I'm going to talk about that a lot more later. I just thought it's good to point out how sus Finn Balor is. There's definitely a turn happening soon. But I think it's not going to happen how we expect it to. So if you've been a fan of this channel for a while or just watch it, or even if you're new, you probably know NXT is my bread and butter. I love NXT. I thrive on NXT. So you would expect how pumped I was when Io Sky came out to talk about her WrestleMania victory and Stephanie Vaquer came out and challenged her to a match. God, I was hyped. Stephanie Vaquer versus Io Sky, man, that could be a WrestleMania match. That could be a main event level match. So we get that match and it was really awesome, man. I loved it, man. How do I even say this? This was the best match of the night. Not that it had any competition really, but man, it was such a good match. But it kind of ended in a disqualification, which I should have seen coming. Neither woman was going to lose to the other. Roxanne Perez attacks Io, which, damn, if that's Io's next feud, going to be an insanely good feud. And then Stephanie Vaquer and Roxanne have a face-off, which leads to Julia arriving and attacking Stephanie Vaquer. And they both go at the baby faces until Rhea Ripley chases them away. This was so awesome. I loved it. I'm glad it's kind of become a trend that on the Raw after WrestleMania, NXT stars get a kind of boost. I hope they continue this on SmackDown. Maybe Trick Williams can debut because I would love to see that. And another thing, this is going to be the women's scene in at least 2 years. And that's not even including Tiffany Stratton, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, all those massive stars, hell, Bayley. The women's wrestling scene in a few years is going to be insanely stacked. I could genuinely see them main eventing both nights of WrestleMania in not too long with all the star power that's coming here. So I'm so hyped for the women's wrestling scene, man. And we followed that up with Jey Uso celebrating winning the World Heavyweight Championship. And this is a bit controversial because there wasn't a lot of substance here. There wasn't much leading to anything. Sami Zayn came out to celebrate and we kind of got a tease that Sami might turn on Jey. And Jimmy also came out to celebrate. But besides that, there was nothing really of substance here. But it was just pure hype, pure excitement. And I didn't care because it's just a celebration of Jey Uso and his journey. And I appreciate that because I'm so glad. I really like Jey Uso. I know a lot of people hate him. I've been very critical of his story. But that doesn't take away from the fact that Jey Uso is really over. And he's one of my favorite superstars to watch on Raw right now. And just letting the moment breathe, letting him have fun, being a world champion, it just means a lot to me and to him. So I'm happy we got that moment. And we followed that up with a backstage segment of AJ Styles and Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross really wants the old AJ Styles back that was a heel. But AJ doesn't want to go there. And I'm also glad Karrion Kross is starting to get some good crowd reactions because he's really struggled, not at a fault of his own, but he's really struggled to get the crowd behind him. And in recent months, he's really started to do that, especially with that Miz and Uncle Howdy stuff a while back. Now everything with AJ Styles, it really feels like he's getting over. And I'm excited to see what happens with this AJ Styles and Karrion Kross feud. Honestly, the two of them as a tag team would be kind of fun, but it's probably going to lead to a feud, which I assume AJ would put Karrion Kross over. There's rumors AJ might go to AEW. I'm not too sure of that, but if that's what's happening, him putting Karrion Kross over on the way out would be a fairly good ending. And then we had one of my favorite moments of the night, Gunther just absolutely crashing out, attacking Michael Cole and choking out Pat McAfee. I want to see Pat McAfee versus Gunther. We all know Pat McAfee is capable of putting on a really good match, and against Gunther, I can really see that working. And this new Gunther, which is constantly crashing out, is going to be such a dangerous threat. I don't agree with the fact that he tapped out so quickly, but I also don't think that it buried him. And I think the direction we're going, where he's just going to be an absolute menace and just going out destroying everything in his path, is going to be a really good change of character for him, because he's essentially been the same Gunther since he won that Intercontinental Championship up until now. So getting this new, different, more dangerous, more unhinged Gunther, it's going to be massively entertaining and massively fresh, and I'm excited to see where that goes. Then we had Dominic Mysterio defending his Intercontinental Championship successfully against Penta with the help of a returning JD McDonough. And the key thing I want to point out here is everyone was celebrating. Dominic was celebrating, JD was celebrating, Carlito was celebrating, Liv and Raquel were celebrating, but Finn Balor wasn't. And I have a feeling this is going to be another heel turn in a heel turn, because Dominic and Liv and them turning heel, that's not going to really work. They're going to be fan favorites no matter what, because they're so over, and at this point I just can't boo them. I'm excited to see them every week and can't boo them. So it's likely going to be Finn Balor turning heel for a third time inside of Judgment Day. That's going to be really a lot of heel turns for a heel, but that's the direction they should go, because I don't think he's going to work out as a babyface if you put him against Dominic Mysterio, against Carlito, against JD McDonough. Maybe JD turns with Finn, but all I'm saying is I'm curious to see where they go and how they do this, because there's different routes they can take, but I'm not going to boo Dominic Mysterio. He's too over for me at this point. And then to end the show, holy shit, Bron Breakker and Seth Rollins are now a team under Paul Heyman. What the hell? They destroyed Roman Reigns and CM Punk. And I've seen some people concerned about Bron Breakker in this position. Just shut the fuck up, man. This is massive for Bron Breakker. He's gonna be in the same program with Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman. This is massive for him. This is probably gonna lead to a tag team match, and I doubt Seth and Bron loses, because it just wouldn't make sense, because you're building this new heel faction. Or maybe they do, I don't care. But for Bron, this is major, and this faction, it's just aura, man. Seth and Bron Breakker together, god damn, I'm just excited for this. This is so cool. I hope they add more people to it, because there's a lot of people I can see being added to this. Imagine a heel Penta joining this faction, man. Or even hell, even Jacob Fatu joining this faction. I don't know, so many options. Hell, Julia could join this faction. She'd be a wild card, but I think that could work out. I don't know. I'm excited to see where this happens. I hope new members join, because it kind of feels like Seth Rollins' own version of Evolution. Sorta. You kind of get those same vibes. I don't know, man. I'm just hyped. This was one of the best Raw after WrestleManias ever. Yeah, this show was just really great. I know there were very little matches, but I really don't care. Like I always say, star power and storylines and promos, those are the most important parts of a show to me. Yeah, matches are cool and I like seeing matches, but if they don't really matter, then I don't care. All of these matches mattered. Something happened. Something interesting was there about the matches. For example, Stephanie versus Io, not a match you expected, a really over match, and everything that happened afterwards kind of got you hyped and excited for the future. And every other match had a really interesting ending. So overall, this show was a solid 10 out of 10 to me, man. I was glued to the screen the whole time. It was just pure hype, pure excitement. It's what wrestling needs to be. I hope every show manages to keep this energy up, because this is what we've been lacking on the road to WrestleMania. Like, imagine we got this type of show on the build to WrestleMania. WrestleMania would have been so much more exciting. But now we're going to be on the build to SummerSlam, the road to SummerSlam really soon. So I'm excited to see what happens there. And let me know what you think. Did you like Raw as much as I did? Am I overreacting? You can always criticize me. I'll engage to you back. So I hope to see you again soon. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye, everyone.